Japan is reported to have proposed setting up a government fund to resolve a long-standing disagreement with South Korea about sex slaves during World War II. The comfort women were forced to work in Japanese military brothels. PM Shinzo Abe has instructed his foreign minister to sort out the issue during a visit to Seoul next week, Japanese media has reported. The issue has dogged relations with South Korea for decades. South Korea has previously maintained that Japanese apologies do not go far enough and has been critical of what it sees as Japan's reluctance to atone for its brutal wartime past. But relations between the two counties have improved recently after they agreed to accelerate talks. South Korean former comfort woman Lee Yong-soo, C., who was forcibly recruited to work in Japanese wartime military brothels, and her supporters demonstrate near the Japanese embassy in Seoul on 30 October 2015. Image copyright F. Image caption. Former South Korean comfort women stage frequent demonstrations outside Seoul's Japanese embassy. South Korean President Park Geun-hye, right, and Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe pose for photos before their meeting at the Presidential Blue House in Seoul, South Korea, Monday, 2 November 2015. Image copyright app. Image caption. Relations between Japan and South Korea have improved recently after they agreed to accelerate talks. Foreign Minister Fumio Kishida was reported on Friday to have arranged a surprise visit to South Korea in the hope of finding an early resolution. He was speaking after Japanese media reports said that Mr. Abe had instructed him to hold ministerial talks in Seoul as early as Monday to resolve the question. Any fund will follow a similar one set up 1995, which ended after a decade. At that time it was made clear that the money was raised from donations, not from the Japanese government. One proposal reported by the Nikkei Asian Review would involve Japan providing 10 years' worth of aid, more than 100 million yen, $830,000, £550,000. It reports that South Korea is pushing for an apology from Mr. Abe that includes recognition of Japan's responsibility. The website says that some in the Japanese government support a plan which would entail Mr. Abe sending letters to comfort women which will allude to Japanese responsibility and referring to an apology. It has also been suggested that Japan's ambassador in Seoul may meet former comfort women. In return, Japan seeks a guarantee that any conclusion reached will be the final word on the issue. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the normalization of diplomatic ties between the two countries. Up to 200,000 women are estimated to have been sexually enslaved by Japan during World War II, many of them Korean. Other women came from China, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Taiwan. Japan has apologized in the past for the pain and suffering of the women, but South Korea wants a stronger apology and compensation for victims.